Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Oh my goodness, this week is going by so fast. I'm hopping on because I wanted to start playing around with autumn and August. After Christmas in July, I always do autumn and August, and I start making autumn cards, Halloween things. And so I started going through some stuff the other day and pulling things out. And I wanted to share the first couple projects for autumn that I got done this week. So I didn't use this die. I actually have some cuts that my friend Susan Laverty sent to me for a gift I think it was like 2 years ago. And I had a couple more fall ones left. And so I made those up for my mom. So I'm going to show them to you. But this is a die that if you don't have a silhouette or an electronic die cutting machine, I also shared some Christmas tags made with this die, and it's die 1111R. It's the small baked bread die, and it comes with the dies to make the bread, and then it also has a little tag die in here that's stitched, which it's stuck behind. There you go. So that's what that looks like. If I could get this to move, there you go. So those are the 3 pieces of the die set here. And so this is a great die if you want to make something similar, and there's also a large bread die at Impression Obsession also. But along with the die cuts that I got from Susan, I also used this wonderful baking bread stamp set. This was done by Jeanne Strieff. Do I have a piece of paper? I really don't. Let's see. That's a little better. So this is a set that I showed in the video where I shared the Christmas tags, made the Christmas bread tags. But this was done by Jeanne Strieff. It's called Baked Fresh Sayings. There's the information, if you can read it, CL1080, Baked Fresh Sayings, Jeanne Strieff, Impression Obsession. Okay, so this is also at IO Stamps along with this die if you want to make similar projects, okay? So I just wanted to show those again, even though I used a little bit something different. And then I used this stamp set today, and specifically I used this Pumpkins stamp set, or the Pumpkins stamp, and then I also used, I think Autumn Wishes is the other one that I used. And this is the Friendship Jar Fall Fillers stamp set. And I have the entire Friendship Jar series from Papertrey Ink back in the day. This stamp set's got to be getting close to, I don't know, 15 or 20 years old. I'm not sure how old it is. I can't remember when it came out, but it's a series of stamps that Papertrey Ink carries or carried. They do still have some stuff in stock, but this is not currently in stock. So you'd have to message them to see if they're going to make more of these. But I use that stamp set. I use this beautiful small flowers die from My Creative Time. And then I also use the Foilage Dies from My Creative Time. Okay. And then to make my pumpkins, this is what started the whole thing, is I had this idea when I was looking at these, because I made Snowball tags with these last year. And these are the Snowball Stitched Frame Die Layers, MCT D441, also from My Creative Time. But I was looking at these because I was using them the other day, and I thought, oh, I should make pumpkins with these because they're nice and uneven, just like a pumpkin. And can be. And so I thought I'm going to do that. So I left it out on my table, and that's what started this video today because I made something. And then this is the Torn Paper Frame Die Layers, MCT D288. And I use these also on my card. So those are all the products I used. And let me go ahead and get into showing you what I made, okay? Let's see, I don't want these to fall. Okay. All right, so first of all, the little bread tags, these are autumn ones. And Susan had sent me both Christmas and autumn paper. She did all the die cutting for me. And I just had to ink the edges and paper piece everything together. And she gave me a bread color, the pattern paper for the pan, and then a backer. So she did all the die cutting with her silhouette and sent them to me a couple years ago. And I used a lot of them in the first 2 years, but this is the last of my autumn ones. And so I went ahead and stamped the pumpkin walnut bread again, because that's the bread that my mom makes most often. And then this is a little tag that I made in GIMP, and it just says Autumn Blessings. And when I tied, I added an eyelet. I put my this beautiful ribbon that I just got at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I put that through the eyelet, and then I tied a little bow, and then I hot glued this little Autumn Blessings onto the bow just to add a little detail. So I think these turned out so cute, and there's 2 different sizes that she sent me. So very similar to Impression Obsession, they have 2 different sizes also in their die set, okay? And so I did up all the rest of them that I had, okay? So there were like, I think there's 3 large and 1 small. And I'm going to give these today to my mom as part of her birthday celebration. I gave her the pumpkin ones yesterday, but I'm going over there again today. And today I'm going to give her these ones that are the fall ones. So those were a lot of fun to make. And Suzan Laverty, thank you so much for sending them to me. Susan's always... If you guys don't know Suzan, Suzan is someone that gets asked to be on design teams all the time. She's so talented. And because her life's very busy, it's not something that she pursues. But you should follow her. She's over on Instagram. She has a blog also, and she is just an incredible maker. She's a wonderful artist. She does most of her projects in the silhouette design space and then uses her silhouette to cut things out. She also does stuff traditionally, but she does, she stamps and makes cards and everything. She crochets. She does home decor. She makes a lot of us have received little hats for our tiered trays and stuff, different things. She's just a sweetheart. So if you don't follow Suzan Laverty, go look her up. You will enjoy her Instagram feed. Okay, so my last project is a card that I made to create pumpkins with the Snowball dies. So this time I used book paper. I was trying to go for a very rustic vintage look, but I also sprayed some glitter dust spray on this card right before I came in to show it to you. And but I cut from 3 different books. I cut out different size pumpkins, and then I hand cut the stems from a brown paper that kind of looks woody. And I just trimmed them in odd angles to make them look very pumpkin stem-like. And then I used the flowers from that die set that I showed you from My Creative Time. I used flowers, but I also used the greenery die to create the little fronds that are coming off the pumpkin. And then I added a little flower. And then I did put sequins on the center of the flowers, as you can see. And those I got from this sequin mix from Picket Fence Studios. And I love the little containers that they keep their sequins in, because you can just pop the top open and just pick out what you need. So I have a couple of those, one in turquoise and I think one in pink and maybe one in cream or something. But I used the light pink ones because I was trying to pick up on this rose color. This is an Iralamijashop paper. I think it's called the portrait papers. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'll try and link it down below once I have time to link everything. I'm probably going to put this video up and add all the links a little bit later this afternoon because I have to run out the door here in a few minutes. But I will eventually add the links for everything. So if you come back by the video, if there's anything you want to know what product it is, I will try and link it all down below. Okay, so I use that Iralamijashop paper. This is a paper from My Creative Time from the brand new gingerbread paper pad this past week. And this is just a scrap from my scrap bin. It's a beautiful kind of canvasy or burlap looking polka dot. It's got some texture in the background. And then I added a little button tied through with some pink twine. And I think this twine, I don't know if I got this. I think this was it's either a thrift store purchase or I got it at like one of the craft stores. But it's a beautiful kind of darker rose color, and it went perfectly with this paper, and that was what I bought it for. So, and then you can see where I used the little pumpkins stamp, and then this is the smallest die from this die set, okay? So I used the bigger one for the background and then the smaller one to do the sentiment on. So I love how this turned out, and I did try to make little lines as if the pumpkin, you know how you can see the indentations in the pumpkin. I'm not sure if it turned out that great, but I did want some little shadows to be there as if the pumpkins had the lines in them. So, you know, this is the very first time I've ever tried this particular layout with these particular Snowball dies to make pumpkins with. So I'll probably get better at it as I make a few more of these. But I do like the way this turned out. I think it's really pretty. And then when you open it, I did on the inside Autumn Wishes and this little frond again, okay? And that Autumn Wishes again is from that Papertrey Ink Friendship Jar Halloween or Autumn Fillers, I think is what it's called. But the Friendship Jar series was concepted by Michelle Wooderson. She's a wonderful artist. Look her up on Instagram. She paints a lot now. I haven't looked at her for a while, but the last I looked, she was doing beautiful paintings. And her and Nicole Hetty of Papertrey Ink back in the day, they worked on this set together. And Nicole was the primary designer, but Michelle had the whole concept on a piece of paper for her. And they ended up doing an entire series that includes, you know, spring, summer, fall, winter. It has different stamps to go with the jars because it's based on a mason jar concept. But if you're not familiar with those stamp sets, they're some of my favorites, and I will never get rid of them ever, ever, ever. So I use that beautiful Autumn Wishes and then the pumpkins from that set on the front. So this is my card, you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing it and these beautiful, beautiful little bread tags that Suzan was so sweet to gift these to me. And I just hope you are ready for autumn and August. Hashtag your projects autumn and August if you want me to come see. I have been super busy this summer with releases. Christmas in July and the months following are very, very busy for designers. And so I'm just letting you know, I am looking at projects as I can. I try to do a few every day. So I'm seeing your Saturday Morning Makes videos. I'm trying to share things, especially if I see something really that looks interesting and I want to try it, because if I put it in my community tab, I can go back and look at it later also and remember to try it. And there's so many wonderful channels. You're all so creative. Oh my goodness. I just enjoy the heck out of seeing everything that everybody's making. And I am enjoying seeing people starting to make autumn projects, Halloween projects, as well as continuing with Christmas projects, Christmas card making and tags. So thank you guys all for sharing this time with me today. And looking at my little card and these sweet little tags. And I want to thank Suzan one more time and just tell you all to have a nice and wonderful day, okay? It is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and we're headed into the weekend. I am hoping to film a couple more videos this weekend for sure, but if not, even one tomorrow. So pop back over and see, because I have a Lily of the Valley release coming up. And I am dealing with a couple glitches in getting my prints made so that I can start coloring. But as soon as I get that all ironed out, I'll be sharing the video. And if I can't get it ironed out, I'm just going to share the sets with you so that you can see them. So I will keep you posted on that. And then just a reminder that Peachy Keen Stamps, Kathy Jakopovich and Dave, they offered a 10% off code. The code is JILL10, Jill 10, all caps. And if you want to use that, you get 10% off your order. I am going to come back on and share about the stamps that I used for my last few projects. I've had some questions, and I want to show you that Santa spoon card also. So that's what's going on. If there's any videos you would like me to share, I haven't forgotten about sharing those embossing folders that I got with the flowers. I just haven't gotten to the projects yet. So as soon as I can get to it, I'll do a video for that too. So I got lots of videos on my list. And if there's anything else you would like to see, please let me know, because I keep a running list of things that I need to do for you guys. And anything that you would like me to share, I would love to know. All right. Everyone have a wonderful Thursday. I'm thinking of so many people right now. My prayers are out with Annette and Kevin. My prayers are with Mary and her husband, with Ginger and her husband, with Suzan and her parents, with my family, with Anna's family. So many people I know have sorrows in their heart and are going through difficult circumstances. So P and Rhonda and Elise and all my friends out there, Patty and Sue and everybody over on Instagram, everybody on Facebook, Jana, who's really been holding down the fort with the Saturday Morning Makes Facebook group. I appreciate her so much. I got over there last night and spent an hour looking at everybody's projects. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're so amazing. Oh, so anyway, I will be back with you soon. Take good care. Bye now.